But Adam McKnight asks, is there a legit case or scenario where RJ Davis can win National Player of the Year? You saw today, as we're recording this on Sunday night, um, Zach Edey and Purdue lost to Ohio State. That's the same Ohio State that fired their coach earlier this week and parted ways with Chris Holtmann. Zach Edey didn't have the greatest game, and I think most folks just assume that because he came back, that he's probably going to win it again. I'm going to let Sean start with this one. Is there a legit scenario where RJ Davis can win National Player of the Year? So you can be as hypothetical here as you want to.
I would say, unfortunately, not. I think Edey, for the most part, has it locked up, barring some strange things over the next few weeks. I think if he were to go lights out over the next 5 games and ACC tournament, I think he could definitely put himself in the conversation. I don't think he has been in the conversation, despite having just such a fantastic season, really from the beginning to end, averaging over 20 points in conference play, what he's doing from a shooting perspective. So I think he would still need to, right now, he'd have to go, I think, high 20s in not every game to end the season, but I'd say in a vast majority to put himself on that footing with what Edey has been doing all year, plus to go with the national media attention and media story that Edey and Purdue have, for him coming back. So I think it's an uphill battle, to say the least, but nothing that he couldn't do with a few even top performances the next few weeks.
Sean, I'll ask you a follow-up before I kick it to Sherelle for his insight. You feel like he's guaranteed first-team All-American, though?
I think still a lot of time to be a lot of games left before any guarantees are to be made. But I do think he's put himself in a very, very good position to be deserving of that, which I think has been far from the case in years past for a North Carolina team.
All right, Sherelle, give us your twist on that.
Yeah, you don't count your money while you're sitting at the table, but I think he should be a first team All American based upon the games that have been played so far. There is 2 really big games left, and then 3 games that UNC probably should win. So if he shines, especially in that final game against Duke, I think it's a lock. He's a lock for ACC first team. Let's go ahead and put that out there.
Mhm.
He's probably as close as you can get to a lock for ACC Player of the Year. And now that could change how UNC, depending upon how UNC finishes. But National Player of the Year, the question was, is there a legit case scenario?
Is there a case for it? Yeah.
I think there's a legit case for it, especially with what Sean said. If he finishes with 5 straight games of 25 or more and takes UNC deep into the ACC tournament, sure, there's a case for it. Is there a scenario for it? I don't think so, because one thing about college basketball media is that there is a great deal of groupthink, and that there is maybe an over reliance sometimes on metrics. And Edey, by far, in every efficiency metric, is by far the best player in the country. And Purdue, in almost every efficiency measurement, is one of the 2 or 3 best teams in the country. So when you have someone who's that far ahead of everybody else in efficiency, I think sometimes people look at those stats and the box scores and maybe don't watch full games. And so when you add all that together, it's kind of created a perfect storm where people are almost offended if you ask the question like, hey, is Zach Edey really National Player of the Year? Like, great player, probably is going to be, but even the ask of the question is met with like, how dare you ask such a question? And I think because of that, there's not really a scenario where RJ Davis can win. I do think he'll end up being a first team All American though.